Let's now bring in the governor, David Ige of Hawaii, a state where the economy is, of course, driven by travel and tourism. Governor, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate the opportunity.
So we just heard in that report that Greece has done relatively well containing the coronavirus and is now looking to reopen their country ahead of the summer tourism season. Your state has also been able to keep cases low as you've put in place a 14-day quarantine on anyone coming into Hawaii. So what would you need to see before your state can more fully reopen, including for tourism?
You know, Lindsay, we are really focused on the health and well-being of our community at this point in time. We want to ensure that we have systems and processes in place that can really keep our community safe. So we are working with the industry to talk about how we can reinvent the hospitality industry in the post-COVID world, recognizing that there will be infectious diseases, and how we can create a layered and structured way of screening those who travel to the islands, being identified those who may become sick or are ill, and really protecting both visitors and our residents from becoming infected by COVID-19.
So you were just talking about the screenings. In Greece, they screened all passengers at airports as they came into the country. Some officials in your state have proposed the idea of COVID testing of anyone flying into Hawaii. Is that even feasible, and will your state look to put such a policy in place?
You know, that really is not feasible, Lindsay, right now. You know, our entire testing capacity, and we really feel that we are in a good place right now. We can test more than 3,000 individuals on a daily basis, and we can surge to 5,000, which is more than what is necessary according to the CDC guidelines. But if we were requiring every single incoming person, Lindsay, at the height of our success in the visitor industry, we were receiving more than 30,000 arrivals each and every day.
Oh, wow.
And there's no way that we could, in a practical way, test all incoming travelers.
I'm just curious, when you talk about 30,000 arrivals a day, was it 30,000? How much has that number dropped now during the pandemic?
We have been successful in turning away 99% of the travel to the islands. The daily arrivals are between 500 and 800 per day now, from the peak of more than 30,000.
Oh, so a lot of people didn't actually make good on their ideas to quarantine in Hawaii. It seemed like it was it would have been the hot spot had you not turned people away. But on a serious note, unemployment has hit your state hard during the pandemic, of course, with the drop-off in tourism. Describe the scope of the impact there and how concerned you are that travel won't come back quickly and that some jobs may be lost long-term.
So Lindsay, on a couple of different fronts, you know, Hawaii went from having the lowest unemployment rate in the country to the highest unemployment rate in the country in the matter of 6 to 8 weeks. Our unemployment rate now is about 1 out of 3 individuals in the state is currently unemployed. Most of that tied to the visitor industry directly.
And there have been arrests of visitors who have violated the state's 14-day quarantine. Why was that level of enforcement necessary? And how are you trying to now strike the balance of protecting lives while also bringing back the livelihoods of those who depend on people visiting your state?
You know, certainly we were very serious about our mandatory quarantine. And as you may know, all around the world, the first cases of COVID-19 were tied directly to travel. So we were very serious in implementing the quarantine. And yes, we did arrest those who violated the quarantine order because we were committed to protecting our community from increasing infections. Right now, all travel in the state of Hawaii is subject to the mandatory quarantine. We're beginning the process to allow travel between islands as a first step. And then, as I said, working with the industry to ensure that, you know, contact tracing and identifying those individuals who are sick and really being able to provide them treatment and keep them isolated is what we need to do to reopen the entire state to travelers coming from around the world.
Governor Ige, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me on. Aloha.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.